a frozen town, contaminated water, and the dead won't stay dead. What starts as a secret experiment turns into a chilling nightmare. Watch till the end. Survival is just the beginning. This movie begins with biotech people who are fertilizing on the golf ground. The owner of this golf ground wants fresh grass even in cold weather. Scene changes where we meet two main characters, Andre and Dan. Dan is a security guard listening to Patrick Nault on the radio, who is against the wealthy community. Moreover, Andre is busy on his mobile and will be hit by Dan's car. But he stopped the car at the right time. When Dan tries to make him understand, then he ignores him. In Peacock Island, Andre is in the house and will have chilled with snacks. He is living with his little sister Annie and nanny Camilla. She also gives him responsibility for taking care of Annie because she needs to go home. Dan also calls his daughter Patricia, who is doing her job. Further, she asks him not to wait for her because she will be late. On the other hand, Dan has dinner and tries to lighten the fire through wood and stone. He also added a bit of explosive material to light up the fire, but it made an explosion. Apart from this, his mother arrives when he is handling his sister. However, Patricia also laughs when she looks at her father, whose eyebrow has burnt. The scene switches to Dan and Patricia, who ask her about her boyfriend. At the same time, we see Camila, who has no papers, so she is not allowed to sit on the bus. The following morning, Andre's mother asks him to take care of his sister, though he has no option because Camilla is absent today. Nevertheless, we are introduced to the rich person, Michelle. Dan drops his daughter off in her working area and asks about lunch, but she doesn't reply positively. In addition, Annie is giving him a tough time. She is about to fall LED, but Andre saves her. He is also pampering her. Also, we see two more elite class, Maud and Marcel's. There is also a dog with her whom she loves most. Dan calls Patricia, but she is assisting them in handing over things. People playing golf. The virus expands when Marcel puts the ball in the hole. The scene switches to the person in the salon drinking affected water. After having a haircut, he moves to a grocery shop and feels abnormal. He also goes to his girlfriend's house, who is taking a bath. At the same time, his teeth become green, and he turns into a zombie. So he bites on the neck and takes out a chunk of meat. The blood starts flowing from her neck, and she starts screaming. Soon, their eyes change to green. The scene jumps to the golf area, where people run to save their lives. They are also saying that there are sick people inside. Meanwhile, an infected dog comes out from the hotel and bites on Maud's neck. After being bitten by the dog, she became sick. Other zombies also appear from another side. Thus, Michelle and Marcel ran to the hotel and closed the door, but Dog also got inside. Further, he bites Marcel's feet and makes him a zombie. Michelle ran from him to save himself from infection. The scene switches to Andre caring for his sister and his mother arriving. He asks her to make Annie quiet, who is continuously weeping. Apart from this, the old lady calls Dan, who informs him about mysterious activity in his neighbors. She is also drinking water and suddenly becomes a zombie and rushes to attack him. He is scared of her and gets back to his car. After that, he calls his daughter, but she also deals with zombies. She is trying to turn off the door and zombies are trying to get inside. He sent a voice message to Patricia and tried connecting with the police department. In addition, there has been no response, so he is more concerned about her. In Andre's home, his mother is on a treadmill and asks him to make a feeder for his sister. She tells him to use bottled water when he is about to use regular water, but she drinks normal water, and she is a fitness freak. When her son advises her not to use depression pills, she takes the child and moves. Furthermore, we see Dan going somewhere by taking the tools. In Andre's house, his mother attacks him. He thinks that all is happening because of the pills she takes. Her eyes have become green, and she also has green teeth. Both come outside the house, and she is about to attack him. At that exact time, Dan hit her with his car and instructed him to stay in the house. Dan goes from here. In the following scene, police closed the bridge so infected people couldn't enter the city, and Andre drags her mother inside the house. He also saw zombies who were coming toward them and locked the door. When he tries to contact the police then, he looks at his mother, who is trying to approach Annie with a broken leg, so he confines her into the washroom. Scene switches to Dan, who comes into contact with his daughter. Her daughter is hidden in the cart garage and communicates with her father. She tells him that they are everywhere. Dan also assures her that he is coming here soon to protect her. When she hangs up the call, she hears a mysterious voice. Dan reached her workplace and broke the infected woman's leg and hand. Further, he also manages to get inside by pushing them away. In Andre's home, the cat manages to get inside. A zombie also tries to enter through the pet hole, but he is stuck and wants to capture Andre. Andre also looks at a drone that destroys the power supply system. In the meantime, darkness prevails everywhere. The following morning, Camilla is also seeing the destruction on the island. Andre is also making a video of zombies hanging around outside of his house. He also listens to the Prime Minister, stating that the situation is in their hands. They have blockages to entering the island people in the city. At this time, his battery ran out and his mobile shut off. He also makes milk for Annie with bottled water. The scene changes when he goes to check out his mother, and Annie also follows him. When she is going to attack Annie then, he diverts her attention toward him. His mother crawls due to a broken leg and wants to hurt him. Meanwhile, she mistakenly removes the supportive LED, and it falls on her. Her head has been crushed by this, and she dies. He has no option, so he drags her into the washroom and leaves her there. However, Andre can't stay here and wait or die. He uses iron stairs to see if there is someone outside, but many zombies are waiting for him outside. Andre takes his sister with him and opens the door. Now he is hidden behind the door, and zombies look at the cat, and they also start chasing her. Andre avails of the opportunity and gets out of there, but there are more zombies outside who are attacking him. Thus, he starts running to save his life. In the meantime, he has arrived at the grocery store. Zombies surround him, and the door is not open for him. At the right time, Dan pulls him inside the mall and closes the door. He recognized the man who hit his mother. Dan also taunts him by saying that Andre was also using his cell phone during cycling. Moreover, he came here to bring a water bottle for his sister. He also asks what they should do next, but they need to know what they are facing. So, how can they fight against it? When he goes to bring a bottle for his sister, Annie also crawls into the store. She looks at Patricia in the freezer room. Now she has become a zombie, and her father keeps her here. He knows he will fix her with a cure. The scene shifts to Michel, who is using his resources to protect himself. They also assure him to secure him. Additionally, they sit together where Dan is trying to lighten up the fire with wood. But Andre turns on a lighter, and they are listening to the radio. Here, Patrick Nault communicates with the Ministry of Public Security. He also needs to learn what this virus is and how they can overcome it. They are also still determining if saving the infected people, and their primary concern is figuring out this disease. Dan also calls Patrick and asks him to rescue them. He also disclosed that many people are inflicted here and need reinforcement. But Patrick is against helping them when Dan mentions that his daughter is infected. So, Dan hangs up the call because he knows he will not help them. Dan thinks it's a terrorist attack, but Andre laughs at it. Dan has the plan to cure his daughter. Dan believes that water is making them infected. Andre also feels the same because he doesn't drink water more than Annie. Nevertheless, we also see two girls with suitcases entering the island. Apart from this, Dan and Andre are also ready to go. When they came out from the mall, the zombies were still. One of them tries to attack him, but Dan doesn't kill her. They ran to the car where Patricia's face was covered so she couldn't bite anyone. Dan didn't kill the girl because she was the daughter of someone. Further, Andre wants it to charge his phone, but the car has no power circuit. Also, Andre has no family whom he can call. The scene jumps to the two girls who come from biotech. She shoots every zombie whom they confront. In the following scene, Camilla calls Patrick and scolds him. He asks him to rescue the people that are not infected on the island, but he disagrees with her. He thinks they can't put millions of people in danger to protect thousands. He also humiliates her, who tries to teach him morals. If this virus expands, the entire world has to face its consequences. On the other hand, Michelle is burning all the contracts. Here, both mysterious girls arrive and hand him over the antidote, but they take his life by having his fertilizer and make him faint by hitting his head. In the next scene, they reach the water supply industry. They want to get inside the water plant, but Annie makes noise. So they decide to keep her inside the car and go to check out. When they enter, Patricia feels that another zombie is also there. She jumps into the water without thinking twice. Dan also jumps into the water to save his daughter. There is another zombie who is scary. However, he doesn't attack him because he has zombie Patricia with him. But his attention is attracted by Andre, and he starts chasing him. So, he ran into the car to save his life from a deadly zombie. Aside from this, Dan also tries to pull his daughter from the water. Her hand has been cut off like a branch, and he is frustrated with this situation. By saving himself from the zombie and Patricia, he sits in the car. Andre also takes out her phone and unlocks it with the help of a broken hand. Further, he made a video of this zombie. Also, he notices that grass is growing in her hand. Now, Dan Jumps concludes that Golf Ground is responsible for this. He moves the car to Michelle's house. The scene changes when mysterious girls throw the antidote ball on the ground, eliminating all the proof of infection due to this grass. Nonetheless, they have reached Michelle's house, and the door is locked. Dan crosses the wall and opens the door. Andre wants to help Dan, so he makes walls around Annie and goes to help him. Dan also locks Patricia in the kitchen, and they find a clue. They also look at the dog in the worst condition, but still take a breath. At the same time, they listen to Annie's voice, and Dan asks him to take care of Annie. Annie is not here because she has gone through empty space. He starts finding his sister in the house. However, Dan finds that they have set the bomb that will blast. He was also infected because of fertilizer, but stopped the bomb at the right time. Mysterious girls also notice that the bomb doesn't explode, so they again move to Michelle's house. Besides, they have located Annie and made her eat fertilizer. The girl hates babies, so she decides to infect her. Meanwhile, Andre arrives and takes her with him, but he is surrounded by this mysterious girl. They also compel Andre to eat fertilizer, but Annie bites on her hand. Also, Dan arrives and attacks another girl. Antidote also breaks, and they smell it. Now, Dan will also attack Andre, but he doesn't because Annie has been infected. He locks him up with Patricia and starts making videos. Here he uploads that his sister has been infected and needs help. Camilla is also watching this and decides to save them. On the other hand, the minister passed the order to wipe all humans out with the help of the army. The mysterious girls also shoot each other by thinking that they are infected. The scene changes when Andre watches military planes. When he asks to help them, he sees that they are killing people. He hides, and Annie has also become fine. Soldiers also killed Dan and his daughter. Even though he elaborates that he is not infected, he burns them. Ministers also ensure the nation is safe and can have a peaceful sleep. In the last scene, they are rescued by Camilla, who comes here with the boat. Andre also throws Patricia's hand into the water that fish eat. Now it has become infected and ready to kill the people in the city.
So, dear viewers, how did you like this recap? Do let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting updates. Thank you.